Have you ever wondered what living your true, authentic life would be like? And doing so fearlessly, undeniably, and unapologetically? Is such a way of life even possible? My answer is yes, it is. Welcome to my podcast, From Fearful to Fierce. My name is Sarah Udoh-Grossfurthner, and I will be using this space to share simple, easy to implement tips on how to become the best version of yourself by living authentically, unapologetically, undeniably, and fearlessly. From Fearful to Fierce is based on my FFTF trilogy, which is available on Amazon, by the way. A series on the importance of knowing, accepting, and loving one's self. So, whether you are struggling with imposter syndrome, self doubt, or just looking to level up your confidence game, this podcast has got you covered. So, get ready to take on the world one fearless step at a time as this podcast unravels and tackles some of the issues that prevents us from becoming the best version of ourselves. Once again, I'm your host, Sarah Udoh-Grossfurthner. So today's episode is Choose to Respond with Love. Many of us who live abroad know that racism or discrimination is a thing. I've lived abroad for many years, for over 20 years, and I know that racism is a thing because I have encountered racism not once, not twice, not thrice, not 4, not 5 times. Let's put that aside for the moment and let me tell you one of my famous stories again. An experience I had about 2 weeks ago. So it was a Saturday and I decided to go to a place called Donau-Insel. Donau-Insel in Vienna, Austria is a canal along the Danube, the Blue Danube, to just kind of picnic along the canal. And I went along with a friend of mine who is not African. We just leave that aside for a bit. We got to this place and we chose a spot. There were so many people there. On our right was this couple, young couple. And then on the other side, there was this group of people. And they were obviously having a party, maybe a birthday party. There were up to 20 people. And when we arrived, the party was already in full swing because they were playing lots of salsa songs and bachatas and merengues. And I love Latino music. And so when I had them, I thought, this is very much my thing. I'm going to have a very good day. Now the couple on the other side, the young couple, I think they were probably in their early 30s, not very young or not so young. As soon as we came in and we sat down, I noticed a woman looking at me as if I had just committed a big crime by choosing that spot. And in my mind, I thought, oh my gosh, okay, here we go again. But I kind of I ignored her. We laid our mats there. And my friend and I we sat down. We put on, we had our bikini under our shirts or our dresses. And so we just got ready to go and swim in the Donau along with a whole bunch of other people. Those who know Donau-Insel know this place. This spot is near a place called Donau-Stadtbrücke, this region. So there are usually tons and tons of people there doing their things, some reading, dancing, barbecuing. I mean, just doing all kinds of things. It is not really a place that you go for quiet reading. And if you decide to bring your book along, well, of course, you're going to have all these different noises all around you. So when we came in, I noticed that the young woman was reading a book. And she just lasered me with this look. And I thought, okay, what have I done wrong now? And very soon I began to dance along with the group, the Latino group, along and sang and along with the music. And she began to whisper something to our partner. And I could see the man looking a little bit uncomfortable and was trying to calm her. And she just kept looking at me. Obviously, she had a problem with me. I knew her from nowhere. At some point, the music that was very loud, someone else's music, the music of the Latino group stopped. So I now searched out a song, a salsa song, rather a bachata song that I liked, and I put it on my phone, and it played, and then I stood up to dance because I love dancing. Many people who know me know that I absolutely adore dancing. In fact, I will jiggle to anything that touches my soul, and this music was obviously doing that. So I danced. I mean, you should have seen the woman. She muttered and mumbled and the partner just kept trying to calm her down. To cut a long story short, we had packed a lot of things to eat, lunch to eat, or picnic with. We had nuts. I had this melon that I wanted to make melon and feta cheese salad with mince and all. And so I started preparing this lunch. But before then, while she was muttering, I felt the unfairness of aggression. And I actually wanted to just turn to her and say, okay, what's the problem? What have I done? Most people who know me know that I have this kind of take no prisoners attitude when it comes to racism or any form of unfairness or injustice, whether it's directed, at me or someone else. I don't just like to see any form of injustice or unfairness. And this was clearly an unfairness. And so I played music, a song that I liked. Even before we arrived, a group of over 20 people were playing. So one could not rightly say that I was disturbing our reading. As I said, this was a public place, an open place. So why was she particularly vexed by my dancing or my show of happiness? I had no idea. So I kind of I felt, should I just tell her and confront her and ask her what the problem was? I was really in my happy place, and I thought, I'm not going to let her attitude mess me up. Anyway, when I started to peel this not watermelon, a melon that I wanted to make the salad with, something I had in my mind that, you know what, I am going to show this woman a different side of the world, so to say. So I took a couple of slices of the melon and called out to them, and I said, "Would you like a piece of melon?" I mean, you should have seen the look on this woman's face. She was surprised, and so was her husband. Of course, the husband had noticed that aggression at me. Her partner had noticed her aggression. And at first, she was like, I said, come on, have some. The husband said, I don't like melon. And then I said to the woman, I said, "What about you? Would you like a slice of melon? It's a good day for such because it's hot and this is very refreshing." And she's like, "Actually, no, I'm okay. I'm okay." But I could see the look on her face and sort of like shamefaced, look. And I saw her just looking at me. And I said to her, I wasn't offering out of politeness. I offered you this melon because I actually meant to offer it to you. Would you like a piece? And she said, actually, I too don't like melon. And then at that point, I made a joke. I said, well, you are well suited then. This is a match made in heaven. Your husband or your partner doesn't like melon and you don't like melon. How did you guys meet that somehow you have this similarity of interest? And she just smiled. And I smiled and went ahead and made my salad. When I was done with my salad, something in me kept pushing. I needed to offer her something because it was not just the melon that I was offering her. I wanted to offer her love. in place of aggression and discrimination. And I wanted her to take that love from me. And so I took, and while I was offering this, I was offering this from afar when I was done with making the salad. So I prepared a plate with nuts and some biscuits and some crackers that I had. I prepared it nicely. I stood up and took this plate to them. And I said, well, you don't like melon. We have a whole bunch of goodies. Would you like this instead? At that point, I mean, they were so flabbergasted. She just reached out and she took it. She said, thank you so much. And her husband, you're very kind. Oh, thank you so much. We would like it. Thank you very much. And they took it from me. And I walked away and I said, you're welcome. Enjoy your day. And I walked back and they put the nut down. They looked at each other. And then, as if they were controlled by something, they were not in control of themselves, they reached, into what I had offered them and began to eat. Now, from that point, the attitude of this couple changed. At least the husband wasn't unfriendly, but our attitude changed completely. When I would stand up and sing and dance, she kept throwing glances of smiles at me. And when I caught her eye, she would just smile nicely at me. And when we went to swim, she was like, oh, like indicating that don't worry about your stuff. I will look out. I will look out for it for you. Choosing to respond to acts of racism with love is a choice, not an easy choice, but a choice nonetheless. As much as is within your power, choose to respond with love. Sometimes the reason we respond with fire for fire is because we want to force the other person to confront or to seeing the stupidity of their actions. And so we think if we return the same negative attitude, it will showcase their negative attitude. But the thing about that is that two wrongs really cannot make a right. I could have responded to that lady with an anger or of my own, or maybe even said certain words, negative words. What would that have accomplished? If maybe something, maybe, but in most cases, it would not have accomplished anything. Our anchor would still have built or continue to build up, and my anchor too would have built up, and eventually I would not have been able to enjoy my day. And I went out there to enjoy my day. Even if I had responded also in kind, hoping to showcase our stupidity, perhaps that even would not have been accomplished. My wish would not have been accomplished because when I chose to respond to her with love instead, it does not mean that she got away with what she did. She did not, because I could see that my love, the loving kindness I chose to show her instead made her uncomfortable at the end. It made her ashamed of her behavior, of the unjust way she had treated me. And the experience that I just recounted was quite eye-opening for me. When I left Donau in South that day, this woman waved at me as if she was saying goodbye to a long-lost friend. In conclusion, love is a choice. Loving someone is also a choice. Hate is a choice. And hating someone is also a choice. Whichever one you choose, the fact is your world will be impacted by it. Your life will also be impacted. So, when next you're confronted with racism or discrimination, choose to respond with love. Because love is light, hatred is darkness, and darkness cannot withstand light. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, this is From Fearful to Fierce by Sarah Udoh-Grossfurthner. Until next time, keep striving to become the best version of yourself. Live intentionally, be unapologetic, be bold, be fearless. Before I forget, don't forget to subscribe to my podcast, like the different episodes, and press the notification button so that when I bring out new episodes, you'll be notified. Thank you very much. Until next time.